I share the grief felt by others on the tragic death of Mercy Bikuma, and I agree that we must have the answers. We deserve that. Intelligent young people from all over the world come to Scotland because of our brilliant universities, and we have a duty to keep them safe when they are here. Yesterday we heard about 11 new virus test centres, including one in St Andrews, which will be welcomed by locals, visitors and students. What we didn't hear was a new policy on testing international students. Can the First Minister update the Chamber?
First Minister.
We will publish revised guidance for colleges, universities and student accommodation reflecting the most up-to-date scientific advice by next Tuesday, the 1st of September. We are still finalising some of the details of that, including around testing, and as I say, we will publish that by Tuesday next week. I do believe testing has an important part to play here in how we protect the student community and of course wider communities where student populations are based. The new walk-in testing centre in St Andrews that I referred to yesterday will be an important part of that. There will be further walk-in test centres across the country established between now and October, and one of the priorities for those is to look at locations that support student populations. But I appreciate Willie Rennie has raised this on a number of occasions. We are looking very carefully at all of the details of the different steps, not just testing, that we have to take, and detail will be published early next week.
Willie Rennie.
I think that is good news, but I'm sure the First Minister will understand my frustration at this. It has been a month since Devi Shridhar, her own advisor, recommended that all international students should be tested on day 1 and day 5, and I've been asking almost every week since. Yet we must wait even longer for the policy. Students are arriving for the new term right now. It will be the biggest movement of people since the lockdown, and I think we've all got a duty to keep them safe. We know that there is a rise in cases in Italy because of young people returning from holiday. Germany and France are insisting on tests for all travellers from hotspot countries, including students. So can I have some answers now, if it's at all possible? Will all students be asked to get a test when they arrive in the country and on day 5? When will the testing capacity be ready, and will it be a condition of their studies?
Minister.
We'll set out the detail on the testing policy when we publish the updated guidance. So I'm not going to give the specific detail on that, because I want to make sure that we are properly finalising that and taking the decisions that we think are right, that are based on the best advice, and also that we have the delivery mechanisms in place. I do want to be clear, though, that while we are finalising updated guidance that will be published this week, there are already arrangements in place that universities and colleges are working to deliver. So blended learning, which will be a deliberate effort to reduce numbers on campus. There are arrangements about enhanced cleaning and hygiene measures, 2 metres physical distancing, and of course staff and students who are arriving here from certain countries, high-risk countries, will have an obligation to quarantine for 14 days, which is a really important foundation, whatever the final position is on testing. And there's also a process of familiarising students with health protection measures and making sure that that is embedded in student induction. So there is already a considerable amount of work ongoing to ensure that students are safe and wider communities are safe. And the guidance that we will publish next week is an update on that, and will cover whether there are additional steps that we intend to take.
Thank you. Question number 5, Gillian Martin.